Hi, this is Jay, and today we're going to be taking a look at iCUE Pro with a short tutorial to help you get started using this awesome app. Now, I perform as a mentalist, so the examples that I use will lean that way, but the principles should be the same no matter what kind of performing you do. Let's go ahead and launch iCUE Pro, and in this first example, we're going to create just basically background music for some routine that you're going to do. So I'm going to click New Show here up at the top. And let's go ahead and name this Bare Bones Example. First thing you're going to do is create a new group. You have two options now. Create an empty group or choose from the library. We'll get choosing from the library later. So we're going to create empty group right now. And now you have to enter a track or a transition. Typically, I put my tracks in first and then the transitions like the fade in and the fade out, things like that. So let's go ahead and click track. You have different options here. If you have the audio only version of iCUE Pro, then you'll only have audio as available. But for this example, we're only using audio. So make sure audio is highlighted and then click Add New Cue down here at the bottom. And then right there in the upper center, select audio file. Go ahead and click that, either from files or from library. Library is basically the audio files that you already have inside of iCUE Pro, but I'm going to go from files. And it puts you into your files app, and I'm just going to select this one right here. Now you can see right in the center there, it shows you kind of a waveform of this file, and this file hasn't actually been edited very well. It's got a little blank at the beginning and more blank at the end, but you can actually grab the ends of these blue things and move them and trim this. So what I recommend doing is not doing that. If you're the kind of person who likes to get things exact, you don't want to do it in here. You want to edit those in something else and then pull them into iCUE Pro. But I've gone ahead and moved them a little bit. I'm going to hit trim track there. Trim to new file or overwrite existing file. I'm going to go ahead and overwrite the existing file. If I pull it in again sometime into some other show, that I don't have to worry about this again. There's some other options down here. Enable a delay. Maybe you don't want it to start right away as soon as you hit the play button. The one that I use a lot is loop, and that is on by default. Most of the time I want my audio to loop, because if I get to yakking with my audience or something like that, I don't want the audio, I don't want the music to stop before the routine is over. So I would just rather have it loop until I'm ready for it to move to the next track. Some of these other things we can get to in a later video, but this is supposed to be a bare bones video. So we pulled the audio file in, we trimmed it if we needed to, made sure that loop is on, and I'm going to hit save in the upper right. And that's it. That'll work. So if I click quick preview up here toward the top, now you're not going to be able to hear this, but you will see over here at the right hand side where it says Audience Walk Blues Bar. As soon as I start this, it will turn a different color, and so you can see that it actually is playing. So I'm actually using my little flick button here to start it, and it's going, and you can see the little progress bar there. So you know that it's playing even though you can't hear it. And when I click this again, nothing happens. Nothing happens because there is nothing else for it to go to. There's only one track here. You don't have to have another track, but you've got to have something if you want it to stop. And so I'm going to add a transition to fade out. This fade out, you can set how much of a fade out you want. I usually like 1 second. Enable delay if you want. Apply fade to group 1. Right now this is the only thing in there, so it's automatically checked. But when you have a whole list of things, images, audio, things like that, you can actually fade out more than one thing at one time. You don't have to set a fade out for each one separately. That's all we need here. I'm going to hit save. And now if we do quick preview, I'm going to click it and it is playing. And I'm going to go ahead and click again to go to the next track. And so basically it'll end up fading out. And it is done. Okay, so that's it. That's all there is to it. You now have a show on your iPad, on your iPhone, whatever you created it on, that has the music for one of your routines. So that is the bare bones kind of use for IQ Pro, and I've used it that way many, many times. There's a lot of times when I'm going to go to a Magic Club meeting and I'm not going to necessarily do video or images or anything like that. I just want some music for when I start doing my routine, and I just put quick little things together like this. Hey, this is Jay again, and because of the way I was recording earlier, you couldn't actually hear the audio from the iPad, so I'm throwing this in there just so that you can kind of get a glimpse of what is going on here. So I'm going to play this and let it go for about 5 seconds, and I'm going to hit the play button again, and you'll be able to actually hear it fade out. There we go. Okay, so that's so that now that you don't have to just take my word for it that it actually faded out, you actually heard it with your own ears.